Alright, so you have your drawing done in pencil. Hopefully lightly, hopefully just outline, not colored in like I have here. So you might be able to see a little bit. I did it super light, and that's good just in case we want to erase any of it, which we probably will. But so here's the photo I used. Here's mine. In just a second, I'm going to show you how to use those different pen and ink techniques. We have hatching, cross-hatching, stippling, and scumbling. How we're going to use those in our artwork. So you need to have this with you. But before we do that, here's one that I have been working on right here. I'm gonna zoom in on it and pause the video, and I want you to tell me the different techniques that you can see. If you can see hatching, cross-hatching, stippling, or scumbling. So looking nice and close, go ahead and pause it here. All right, so hopefully you were able to identify some of those techniques. I still have a little bit to go on mine. But now it's time to add them to yours. So I'm going to put these two side by side. You want your photograph right next to your drawing. And I'm right-handed, so I'm going to put my photograph over on the left and my drawing on the right. And I'm going to start, before I do anything at all, before I even touch the pen to the paper, I'm going to look and see where I see different textures, where I might use, say, stippling, where I see dots, cross-hatching or hatching, where there's just shaded values, and really where I see a lot of lights and darks. All right, so you can pick wherever you want to start. I'm going to start right here just on the eyelid, and I'm looking at this shape I have drawn, kind of outlining it. And I'm also looking at this shape here. So your outline, like when we did it yesterday, it might not have been exact, like looked exactly like it. So when you're looking at your shape over here, you can kind of adjust it for what you think it looks like. So I did the outline there. Now I'm going to start with this one here. So there's no right and wrong place to start. You just want to kind of, when you're ready, jump in and find a spot that you feel comfortable. Like, I know that this shape is going to look like that, so I will start there. Okay, so I have those eyelids done. Now going down from the eyelids, there are kind of the eyelashes. They're real dark. You don't see each individual one. It's kind of like one big shadow, but you see some lines coming off of it. So I'm just going to kind of, using hatching, so just in one direction to do those. And if I see right here where this is meeting up with this part of my nose, it kind of goes down and then up and around the bridge of the nose. So I'll draw that part. And then I'll start coloring it in, because I know that part is a shadow. Eventually, since it's solid, I will color it in solid, so I'm not paying too much attention to which directions my lines are going, because I know eventually I will be coloring it in. But for right now, I'll just start adding just some basic value up to that brow line where I drew the line. So I know that's about where I want to stop. And then I can see right here, the shadow kind of comes down and goes out. There's like a line right there, out of his eye. Now you might be like, oh, what's going on? Like right now I'm looking at it, I'm like, it looks like I'm drawing a raccoon, some sort of crazy guy with a eye mask, but it's gonna look kind of strange at first until you start adding more and slowly building on it. So it is, you do want to take your time, think about it, but don't stress out about it too much. You do want your lines that you're making to, if you see them moving in a direction, you want them to move in the same direction. So he has some under his eyes, some wrinkles. So I'm just going to lightly start doing those lines. going that way. Eventually I'll probably shade in a little bit more, but I'm just gonna start adding those lines right there. And then his nose right here, he kind of has, if you look at this shape, it's almost like a triangle with a little curve underneath. So that shape, I'll draw it right here. Hopefully you can see this part on it. So it's almost like this kind of shape. So look at the shapes of those shadows, like that kind of shape to do it. Okay, so now that I kind of have that shape down, I think I will be doing some cross hatching. So I'm just gonna kind of fill up, kind of make that shape with my lines going one way. Where it's a little darker, I'll make them go the other way. And then it is real dark right here, so I might even do an outline around his nose. Start adding more of that hatching and cross hatching. Start curving right here where it starts to curve there. And it's a little bit darker. So this really just takes practice. It takes time to look at it. The more you practice drawing, trust me, the better at it you will get. You'll be able to see things that you maybe couldn't have seen before. So now I'm working on this shadow part on the other side of his nose. I'll draw that there. And that goes around. And I can even, if you want to, add some stippling. Stippling is really good to do for super light values when it kind of blends from dark to light. And then it's going to go back and kind of around. And then this is also really dark, like we did the shadow on the other side. I'll start adding my shadow over here in this line. Now we can do the eyelashes on this one. Almost looks solid. You don't even really see, except for just the very tips, maybe a little bit of where you see those hairs, but it's just real dark. And then a shadow connecting right here. Okay, so that's how I am starting off mine. You can start yours off however you feel comfortable, filling in those spaces with those different techniques. So I've done cross hatching, a little bit of stippling, hatching, some curved contour lines, and this is just gonna eventually will fill in solid. But you're gonna keep doing that. Just keep working around your picture, noticing where you see darker values, lighter values. Like he has under his nose, there's a shadow. So, and I kind of started to outline it right here, and it goes up in there, and that's like solid. So I'm gonna color that in solid. So take your time, really look at your photograph. Where do you see dark values? Where do you see light values? And practice creating those dark and light values using those different techniques. So that goes up. He's got a pretty deep shadow right here. It gets a little bit lighter here. All right, well, I hope that helps you out. You can keep working around, and I am here to help you also. I will put my original one, or my other one I was doing, right here so that you can pause it and have this to look at. Good luck. And like I said, I'm here to help. And last but not least, make sure you have this with you. This is going to help you create those different lights and darks. So lighter on the left, darker on the right.